Good morning, Mr. Umana.
Yeah, good morning.
Well, we understand that you have some concerns about the conduct of the elections in your state, the presidential elections in your state. So what are these concerns?
Yes, thank you very much. It is not only about me. The entire state, all the voters in Akwa Ibom were very disappointed. For example, when I went for accreditation in my unit in India, local government, I went and the agent of my party reported to me that the result sheets, the original result sheets, were not provided. And that when he asked, he was told the electoral officer had removed the original result sheets. So, in my presence, he now asked the presiding officer again to provide the result sheets. And the result sheets, the youth copper now repeated the same thing, that the result sheet had been removed by the electoral officer. So I now asked the presiding officer, I said, you know that the result sheet is one of the sensitive materials, and that this process cannot start until all the sensitive materials are inspected by the agents of the party, that is the requirement, and that is the position of the law. So he told me, well, that there's nothing he could do because the result sheets had not been provided. So when I stepped outside, I now discovered it wasn't an isolated case because we have set up a situation room, our party. So all the reports, everywhere from our agents, now confirmed that it was not an isolated case, that there was no unit in Akwa Ibom State where the result sheets had been provided. So I was now interviewed by the journalists, including one of the local radio stations, Planet. And I went on there and I said, there's something seriously wrong in Akwa Ibom because the result sheets have not been provided. This would mean that somebody somewhere must have taken these result sheets out, and either the results have been prepared already, or the results will be prepared somewhere else, and these results will have no bearing to the pattern of voting.
No, Mr. Umana,
and
we heard
I was drawing the attention of INEC to this very fundamental breach. After 20 minutes after that, the electoral officer now rushed down to the unit and brought what he claimed were the result sheets. So I went back because those who had gone for accreditation confronted him and wanted to know why the result sheets had not been provided in the first instance, and why no result sheets had been provided in all the other units in the local government and even across the state. Before then, I had been told that he had taken all the result sheets to the residents of Senator Bob. And even when after I made that call to Radio Planet, he brought this result sheets, the one he brought from the residents of Bob. So we now inspected, this was on camera, we now inspected the result sheets because our agents, when they were trained, they had been told that to confirm if the result sheets are authentic, you have to look for the barcodes at the bottom left corner. So we now checked and discovered that the only one that was original was the result sheet for the Senate election.
Okay, so let me ask you, Mr. Umana, let me interject here.
The security feature was absent, clearly.
Mr. Umana.
Hello, Mr. Umana.
Hello, Mr. Umana. Hello.
The one for the House of Reps was the same. So it was at that time, at that stage, when they confronted him and told him this result sheet.
Mr. Umana, just a moment.
That way it was established by security personnel. So at that point, there was no way the process would continue.
Hello, Mr. Umana.
If the result sheet and
hello, Mr. Umana, can you hear me?
I have this office, because this office, we have them in application. Photographs we taken. I have submitted him to the office of Sega to prove that even what they brought when I protested were valid.
Mr. Umana, can you hear us? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we just wanted to ask a few questions. In River State, we saw the...
Go ahead. My point is that result sheets were not provided anywhere in Akwa Ibom. And because result sheets were not provided, if you just give me just taking more seconds to conclude. Because result sheets were not provided anywhere in Akwa Ibom, the normal counting of votes that should follow, the votes were not counted. There was no collation anywhere because the next day should be collation and there was no collation. There was no collation anywhere, even at the local government level. And at
the time you discovered...
So there was no collation. There was absolutely no collation anywhere because...
Mr. Umana...
I think initially...
Mr. Umana, please let's ask you a few questions. At the time you discovered that the result sheets were missing, did you make an attempt to have a direct conversation with your INEC resident commissioner, as was the case in River State, where Governor Amechi picked up the phone and called his resident commissioner?
Yes, I did. And he said ignorance. I said he's surprised. And I said it's the position all over the state. And he said he was going to look into it. I did. It was after that this gentleman came after 20 minutes and after I had spoken to the whole state on radio that I cannot find the result sheets in my unit, and that from the field reports that have come from our agents to the situation room we have set up, that it is...
So you talked about fake sheets.
There's no way in the state where result sheets have been provided. So it was the same scenario in River State also applied in Akwa Ibom. It was deliberate. All the result sheets were removed.
You talked about fake sheets being given to you, the few ones that were presented. What made them fake? How did you know they were fake?
They were fake. The ones they brought to my unit.
Yeah, but what made them fake? Can you describe what did they look like that made you convinced they were fake?
I have a copy which I'm ready to show to anybody who wants to see. They were fake. They were fake because the security code, there should be a bar at the bottom left-hand corner. And that wasn't there. You see, our agents have been trained, and even INEC has said, to know that the result sheets are original, you must look out for that security feature. What was brought clearly was fake because they did not have the security features, and that was only for my unit because maybe they were scared that I had gone on air to complain. But everywhere else, no result sheets were provided. The ones they brought to my unit were fake. I can show you copies because I have copies to prove that what they brought were fake.
So we'd like to know, have you made a formal complaint, written formal complaint to INEC about this situation, because you talked about going on air to mention it to the people of Akwa Ibom State, but have you made a formal complaint in black and white to INEC about...
Yes, we have. We have written to INEC. We have written to the chairman of INEC. And we've even the various reports from...
So what do you think is the way forward now?
No, the results, the elections must be cancelled because we have no elections in Akwa Ibom. It is as simple as that. We have no elections because if people go and sit in their homes, the following day we now heard that results were being compiled in the homes of commissioners. In the court, it was in the home of the commissioner for works, Dr. Donatum, Mr. Donatum. In Uyo, in the house of the commissioner for environment in Obawa. Then in the governor's country home in Okana, they were compiling results, and these houses were protected by security agents. All our agents had no way to go for calculation. They designated INEC collation centers where you could find nobody.
Okay, Mr. Umana.
You could find nobody, so it was a sham.
Mr. Umana?
It was a sham. Let me explain one more thing.
Hello, Mr. Umana.
I believe these people, they would have taken all the materials away, including the...
Mr. Umana would like to know, because you are talking now from the point of view of the experiences of the APC. Mr. Umana?
Initially, that didn't give an impression that, the election was going on.
Okay, Mr. Umana, I think you've made your point as far as that is concerned.
To produce results. But when
you've made your point. Yes, we get your point.
Candidates could no longer be used.
We get your point. Now, what we want to know is that are you in alliance with other political parties that may have been affected by this state of affairs?
I think sometimes like 20%. And we have cases where 4 of our agents have been killed by thugs, escorted by police. So they will seize the ballot papers and then we'll walk away.
Well, at this point, Mr. Umana would like to say thank you very much and would have to let you go.